traditional publishing versus the Amazon KDP publishing directly for Kindle. So the Amazon KDP, you can do it yourself. I've been doing it since, start of 2012. And I've shifted quite a few copies. I was doing quite nicely out of it for a while. Sales now are right down, but I haven't released anything for ages either. It does seem you've got to keep releasing stuff to maintain. Otherwise, you just sort of peak with the amount of readers that you get for whatever, and then it goes down. Well, that's my experience anyway. But yeah, so anything up to $2.99, anything under $2.99. I mainly do short. I mean, I've done a number of novels, but I've done a lot of short stories. I used to release them for just 99¢, which is the lowest you can do. But anything under $2.99, you get 35% royalties. So Amazon takes 65% and you get 35%. And then $2.99 and above, it flips. It's the other way around. So you get 65%, which is nice. You get paid every month. I think it's two months backdated, but you get paid, and you need to get if you're not American, you need to get a TIN number, which is a mission to try and get. I'll see if I can dig out. I don't know if I can put it on whether Amazon will let me, but there's I managed to get this phone number. It's for an accounts department in Boston, and I rang them up because at the time, I mean, you're getting taxed. Say you've released a book for $1, I was getting taxed 65%, or take 65% of that was being taken by Amazon. So if you sell 65 cents being taken straight away, and then they were taxing me like 30% on top of that because I wasn't a US citizen. But anyway, I got this TIN number. I just started ringing this thing up, and this very sort of business-like but polite, but woman in Boston was just asked me a number of questions like, is this your main source of income, stuff like this. Just no. And she gave me the number, and write that one down, engrave it in a tree, whatever, because it's very important you enter it into your tax returns. So once you get that, you don't pay any tax. Well, not from, you don't have it taken from you by Amazon. So yeah, I've been publishing. I've done pretty well out of it, or I did pretty well out of it. Sales are down now, but I haven't released anything for ages either. My two main sellers were the Enin Mysteries, which is like a Japanese Sherlock Holmes, Ennin, the Enin Mysteries, and I did a apocalypse sort of novel called Parker, an apocalypse survivor, and that was kind of if it was a movie, it would be made for video, but it was quite fun to write, and that did really well. But first of all, I got published by an actual publishing house, the Friday Project, which is an imprint of HarperCollins. The Friday Project, they've gone now. In fact, when they signed me up, they signed two of my books up, Gaijin's Guide to Japan and From Lee to Lee. They signed these two up, and then they promptly went bust. They were then an imprint of Macmillan. So it took a year for HarperCollins to sign the Friday Project up. And then my books got put out in April and May of 2009. So it took over 2 years from them being signed to actually being released. So yeah, you get a contract, obviously, but you get ideas for the cover sent to you. You get the stuff proofread. Obviously with Amazon Kindle, unless you employ people or you've got people to help you, you're kind of doing it all yourself. But Amazon Kindle have a great thing now for designing book covers. I mean, I'm completely not good at design and stuff, but you can get, like the Enin Mysteries, for example, I get loads of ukiyo-e, which is Japanese floating world images of artists, and it's all in the public domain because it's all old. So you get those, and you get the picture, you copy it from like Wikipedia, download it, and you upload it, and there's loads of different texts you can, and styles, and what I'm trying to say, templates that Amazon provide and stuff. Whereas something like this was done by the publisher. It says The Gaijin's Guide to Japan, back to front. And I still get HarperCollins. They still send me royalty statement. Well, I get paid into my bank account, and I get a royalty statement once every 6 months. They still sell. But I mean, through KDP, it was like the brakes were taken off. I had so much stuff I was trying to like get like HarperCollins interested in, and I wrote a novel, Big Sound Temple, which first of all they were all over, and it was part of the reason I finished it because I sent them a sample, and they were like, "Yeah, this is really good." So I kind of was inspired to, I was inspired to write the rest of it, and when I did, I sent it to them. I didn't hear anything for 6 months. And so then I said that, have you had a chance to look at this? And they were like, oh yeah, it's not for us. Like they just weren't going to tell me because it's like that basically. As an author, you're what's it, the proverbial mushroom? You're kept in the dark and occasionally have a load of shit chucked over you. So that was Big Sound Temple turned out to be the first book that I published for Amazon KDP in start of 2012, and I think it's what's kind of called a cult book. It's sold all right, but it got some really great reviews, and include one from the Amazon top reviewer, Joanna Daneman. I know these people. They review. They've got the factory of reviewers, so they get their top ranking. But she wrote quite a good, like in-depth review. It's not just a formulatic. Yeah, this is really good. 5 stars. It actually showed she'd read it and stuff. And another one by like Lloyd Tackett, who's a well-known author on Amazon, etc. There's other reviews. Big Sound Temple. Check it out. The world's first and so far only, I think, Chaplish novel. So I just kept on releasing through them. People moan that now anyone can do it, and there were a lot of quality control issues. I think Amazon are really coming down hard on that now. If you've got a lot of spelling mistakes and stuff, they kind of suspend the book till you sort it out. Occasionally, I get an email saying like a reader spotted a spelling mistake or something, but I try and fix that. But a few of my books now, the original file had have gone. I've lost it somehow. I can't upload it again. So hopefully, I won't be shut down because of a couple of spelling mistakes. This one, A Guy's Guide to Japan, had because it's got kanji in it, which is like the Chinese characters, and it didn't convert well to Kindle. It just came out. This was in the early days. It came out as gobbledygook, and a number of reviews mentioned this, and I contacted the publisher, and then Amazon they stopped publishing it. They said it's been shut down for quality control issues, which it was kind of just a steady seller. It was a nice sort of Guide to Japan A to Z, kind of evergreen. It just kept on going, and eventually the publishers sorted it out, and they re-uploaded it. But I mean, it's like it lost the momentum, and it's very hard to get that back. So that's my experience of publishing in both worlds, really. I went to a great party at the Victorian Albert Museum for the 2 books I got published for HarperCollins. They threw a party that year for all the authors who've been published that year, 2009. But KDP has given me a lot more money, but then I've got a lot more books out through them. So, I mean, I think if you've got someone who can look over another pair of eyes, basically look over what you've read and stuff, you'll get the market an awful lot quicker. Because once you've written it and you're satisfied with it and you've done the cover and stuff, which you may do yourself or you may use the KDP program, you upload it and it's there, it's out. And they've got a 5-day, every 3 months, there's 5 days. You can take them all at once or you can stagger them. You got 5 days that you can do a free promo. And I mean, you can have, it depends on you how heavily you want to try and promote it through Reddit or Facebook or social media. Without doing any promotion, I've sometimes just got lucky and I've had thousands of copies of a book downloaded. I always do the 5 days together. Thousands just downloaded, and that obviously has a knock-on effect if people like what you're doing. You get other stuff downloaded off that. Conversely, I've had not one copy in 5 days downloaded of a book I've put for free. Not one. It's free and no one's done it. So I've seen the best of both worlds, or best and worst of the the free promo period. So that's it. Yeah. So there seems to be a certain snobbery to having stuff published by a traditional publisher. Like you've passed some sort of test or something. I suppose anyone can publish themselves, but a publisher's just a person. It's just a person with an opinion. I don't. Lord knows how many great books through the ages have just not. They weren't seen by the right person, or they weren't picked up off the slush pile. There was such a thing of chance to becoming traditionally published. It really was. You had to have a lot of luck as well as talent, and Amazon just took all that away. It's like, well, there's the marketplace. We're the gatekeeper. You can do it. Upload it. We take a certain amount. You get a certain amount. Are you happy with that? If so, great, do it. And the Amazon KDP is only because of the 5-day free promo period. You have to stay exclusive to them if you're going to use that promo period. So I can't even think of the other. I think it's Smashwords or something. I did one book on them, which I didn't do on Amazon. It never did anything, so I just went back to Amazon. I'm kind of a simple guy, really. I just keep it simple, and I've done all right through Amazon. I think basically I've probably it's probably 100,000 copies of everything I've ever released, and there's a few hundred books and stories and whatever I've uploaded, and yeah, probably 100,000 copies sold, and however many downloaded for free. So I mean, you give a lot of stuff away if you want to. But it gets your name out there, and you get knock-on sales and that. So I'd be tempted just to go for Amazon KDP, because chance of you getting published by a traditional publisher is like, I think, 1 in 10,000 or something. Someone worked it out once. You have to wait for ages, and even if you get accepted, it takes ages. And if you submit any more material, then you can get it to actual pay of you'll have a contact, a publisher or whatever, to look at it, but it takes ages. And they've never been bothered replying to me. Like I say, Big Sound Temple, which would have been my 3rd book for them if it had been accepted. They just never been bothered to say thanks, but it's not for us actually. They just let it slide. So you don't, sometimes they get treated with a lot of respect, really. Well, that was my experience anyway. And the KDP as well, one thing to say is that their help department are really good. They are very helpful. So yeah, if you've got any problems or issues, you can ring them up or email them. They tend to get back pretty quick. And the guys I spoke to on the phone, it's always been a guy. It's the same guy, actually. We sort of got to know each other. He was like, hey, you're that English bug living in Japan. So yeah, we got on pretty well, which helps. But yeah, they were really great. So yeah, I've had no major problems at all with KDP. All right, so that's a bit longer than I thought this video would go on for, so I'll stop it there. But good luck to you.